Oh, yeah.
Hey Paul, how's it going?
Right. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How you doing?
Good, good.
Yeah, good. So, just before we begin, you are aware this is being recorded, right? Yeah. That's
Indeed.
why there's a big thing saying recording at the corner. So, just just so you know. And are you happy for me to use this on my YouTube channel?
Sure.
Yeah. So just going to get that out of the way, just to begin with. So, first of all, then, have you got any questions for me? Anything you want to ask about my videos or anything you've seen?
Um, so you do specialize, your general specialty is this intersection of anxiety and driving, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
And you've dealt with these issues of um fear of driving down hills, which is what I have.
yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, about your
Yeah.
problem specifically, but yeah, the symptom is irrelevant. So whether it's downhill, nighttime, bridges, whatever, that doesn't really matter because it's all really not that anyway. So, so yeah, so I've done this before a few hundred times. Um, but the symptom doesn't really matter. So yeah, driving's my thing. That's what I do. Um, so anything else you want to go over? Because sometimes people want to ask me things about my videos, or if you haven't got any questions, that's fine.
No,
But
no, I don't have any other questions.
no, that's fine. That's the point of my videos, you see, because they do all the answering the questions for me. So my only other question to you then is, can you tell me a bit about your problem? Just tell me what happens, what kind of things you get when it began, that kind of thing.
Sure. So I had never had any driving. I've driven a lot.
Hmm.
I've driven a lot in different terrains. I lived for a while on one side of the United States, and I went to school on the other. So I drove across the United States 6 times. Drove
Hmm.
from Florida to Alaska and back. Lots and lots of driving. Never had any problems. And then and I feel like this is very strange. My wife thinks it is extremely strange. It was probably 10 years ago. We brought our kids to a water park.
Hmm.
Um, and then we were hanging out with the kids, and then my wife just said, "Let's go, come on, let's go do this like slide." And it was really tall. You had to like walk up stairs. And I was like, what is this? And you had to get in a tube. And it was very rushed. And I was like, what is this? And we get in, and then as the young kid who pushes you down, he says, "Hold on tight, it's fast." and and it was, very, very fast. And I felt like it scared me so deeply, like, where you just feel out of control,
Hmm.
completely out of control. I did not get hurt at all. It just scared me really bad. And this feeling of being out of control, moving downhill out of control.
Hmm.
Um, and the day went by fine. It's not like I was crying and whatever, but and then ever since then, when I'm in a car and I start driving down a steep hill, not, if I'm just here and there's a little hill, it's not a big deal to me. But if it's a steep hill, and then also if I can't necessarily see the end of the hill, and then sometimes even if I can see the end, I just get this feeling like oh my God, I'm gonna be out of control.
Hmm.
And it makes me tense up. My hands sweat. I feel like I'm drying my hands all the time, and I feel tense and like anxiety, panic. Um, and it's just the going down part. And that's been happening, since then. And it's horrible, and it makes me feel terrible. I do get anxiety going up the hill, just in that I know the down has to come
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
because we're going up it.
Hmm.
And and it's just and it's gotten sometimes a little worse, sometimes a little better, but it's always there. And I feel like it's limiting my life, and I want to address it. And I was really just starting to feel like this is just the way things are, and I'm never going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
And then I just Googled it.
So when you say it's really strange to you, what's strange about that to you?
I think it is strange that that it's very strange that, like, logically I know that they don't build roads on hills that would be dangerous, and I know that my car is perfectly safe, but still it is completely a feeling, and where it's not a thought, it's a feeling. Like, I feel like it's physiological, where I can feel my heart racing, I can feel my hands sweating, and I can feel every muscle in my body tense up, but it's an overwhelming thing, and I can't, like, I feel like I have no control of it. So I feel like that's, and I tried later to talk to myself, like, this was never an issue before, nothing has changed, like, you are still capable of doing these things.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change anything.
No, because when you go down a hill, whatever you say, the feeling just comes on.
Yep.
Yeah. So the reason I asked you that is because although you say it's strange, this is what I hear every day. So it's not strange to me because it's like, oh, it's another one of them. So, apart from down a hill, does it show up anywhere else, like speed, bridges, or is it just downhills?
I would say that I don't really like the idea of going across a bridge, and a narrow bridge, but it's not the same thing. Like, I maybe feel a little like, oh, this, but I don't sweat and I don't tense up. It's just the going downhill.
Yeah, that's important because it's okay to not like something, that's fine, but to have like a fear of it is different. So this feeling you get when you go down a hill, apart from this water slide, have you ever had anything like this before at all in any situation in your whole life?
Not real. The only other thing I've had is since that water slide incident, a few times I've had and these were relatively minor incidences, where I have an old tractor, and with really bad tires, and it slides down hills also, and that's happened 2-3 times, but I never had, like, it never crashed and hurt myself. It was always just like, oh my God. And it was very much the same sort of, like, I felt like I was going to be out of control, because I slightly was out of control, because my brakes are terrible on my old tractor. But besides those things, no, I've never gotten into a car accident going down a hill or something like that.
Yeah. So did you say, sorry, the tractor thing was after or before the water slide?
After the water slide.
Yeah. So that won't be the relevant thing then, because the thing to understand is obviously the water slide has got something to do with it, but that won't be the end of it. That will be like the beginning that's triggered something off. And just remind me, what was it that boy said to you when he pushed you down the slide? What did he say?
He said it something like, it's gonna be fast, or there's a big drop or something, like, all of a sudden, like, oh like, I thought this was gonna be really, really mellow. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, what? This is gonna be scary.
Yeah. He was expecting like a nice relaxing ride.
Yeah. And then
didn't get that.
Nope.
Yeah. So is there anything else about the problem you think I need to know?
I do feel like it's there all the time, but I feel like it's even worse when I'm driving with my whole family, if I'm driving with my wife, and or driving with my kids, like
Mm.
because I feel like there's this issue and I'm somehow defective because of it, and having people stare at you when you're feeling that way makes it even worse.
All right, so what's so bad about people staring at you?
That I feel like I'm letting everyone down, and that, like, as a husband and as a dad, you gotta participate and do your job and drive people places. And driving is a fundamental part of our lives. So therefore I'm always just feeling like what's my problem, why can't I get over this? And then having these people who I've talked to all of them about, I don't hide this from them.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it better. That doesn't, they just therefore know. And I feel like the spotlight is always on me when all of a sudden we're driving somewhere and then we start going down a hill and I'm feeling that way.
Yeah. So just out of interest, does your wife drive?
Yes.
Yeah. So when she drives down a hill, what happens then?
I feel anxiety. I also feel like, oh my God, like these things start running through my head. What if the brakes didn't work? What if we couldn't slow down? What would happen?
Yeah.
We're all gonna
Yeah.
die. I
Yeah.
feel that just I feel that, but not as bad as if I'm behind the wheel.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, from what you said, because this answers your question you asked me at the beginning, everything you said is quite, believe it or not, it's just the same everybody else says. Because when people say this, everyone thinks no one else in the world has got this. No one can possibly have this weird feeling. But loads of people have got it. I don't know what's causing it because I don't give you the answer. So you might know from my videos, I can't say, oh, it's this. But I've already got a good idea where it's coming from. And this is why I do the one thing, because when you do the same thing over and over, it's like, here we go again. Rather than, or haven't heard that before. So I can't say, oh, it's this and it's this. And I've got to be careful I don't kind of make an assumption. I don't want to kind of go the wrong way. But what we were doing in a session is kind of take what you've said there and we'd go into it. Because at the moment, I'm deliberately not doing that. Otherwise, we might start staying off some kind of reaction. So what we do is we take what you said and we'd explore it. And all I'm going to do is ask you questions, just so you know. Pretty much my job is just it's kind of making you look inside yourself. So, because people sometimes ask, how does it work? I don't really do anything. I'm not going to put you through some procedure or whatever. It's just for you to find out what it is. Because if I ask you now, what is causing your problem? What do you think?
It feels like that experience of feeling out of control, like unlocked something in my brain that turns on that fear, which probably, makes sense evolutionarily. Your body's saying this is something fearful, avoid it. So it's somehow that was always locked in my brain somehow, and that somehow got unlocked in some sense.
Yeah. It sounds like you've been watching my videos. that is how it works. Yeah. So that's how it works. But the thing is, you won't know what that something is. That's the point. So our job in the session is to find out what have you unlocked. Because you are right, you've unlocked something, but you probably don't know what it is. Well, I can know you don't know what it is, because if you did, you'd be off driving down hills. So is there anything else you want to ask, or anything you want to check, or anything at all?
How long does this, since you've done this many times, how long does this take? Obviously there's variability around that, but is there an average and a range?
Well, the answer is the same for every question. Is it depends on you, because I have got a job to do, but really you're the kind of star of the show, as you were. So, for example, I did this with someone yesterday, and it took about 20 minutes. We'd found really what it was. Then it took another hour, and it was pretty much done. So about an hour and 20 minutes, and it was done. But that's because they found the thing quite quickly. Sometimes what can happen is you might do a session and just nothing comes up. It's rare, but it does happen. And you say, okay, maybe your mind just didn't want to play today. You come back the next session and it's like the floodgates open and it's just everything comes out. So unfortunately, I can't give you a straight answer. Normally, it takes like 1 or 2 sessions. That's it. But you don't know what the problem actually is. So I don't want to sort of put you off or whatever, but you might uncover something you've forgotten about, and you might think, "Oh, we need to work on that." So normally one session, which is about an hour and a half ish, but it all depends on finding the problem. So I know it's not a very good answer. It's quite vague, but I can't say like it's going to take 1 hour and 5 minutes. Unfortunately, it's not that specific. But yeah, so not too long, but you don't know till you find out what it is.
Great. That's helpful to know where, some issues, it's like, well, it'll take a year or two.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, but not much takes that long unless you've got like some huge, massive problem, which yours isn't, because you've answered my survey. You haven't got any nothing in the past. It's really, really bad. So, anything else you want to go over, or is that it?
No, that's good.
That's good. So, what I'll do is I'll send you over a page on my website just to look through. If you just complete that, it tells you things you already know. It's like health stuff and all that kind of thing. If you feel that, fill it out. It's like, because in England we say fill it in, but a lot of people work with say fill it out. So if you fill it out, I'm used to that as well, because different languages can be confusing. But if you complete the form, that's a better way of saying it. And then, you get it back to me, and then we'll begin. And then from there, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't prepare. I don't know where it's going to go. We just start and we make it up as we go, and we see what happens.
Perfect. Wonderful. I'm very excited to make progress on this and to have this stop limiting my life.
That's good. So thanks for letting me film this, because this will help a lot of people who might be out there thinking they're the only one with a problem, but they're not. So I'll send that over and I'll talk to you soon.
Great. Thank you so much, Paul.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Have a good day.
And you. Bye.